You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Hi, this is Cindy Cochran. Welcome to the podcast of my show. Remember, you can join me live every weekday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on Lone Star Community Radio, on Conroe's FM 106.1 and 104.5, and globally on irlonestar.com. If you're a big fan of my podcast, subscribe to my YouTube and SoundCloud channels, and you're always invited to my Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show. The Cindy Cochran Show is brought to you by our title sponsor, the Wooten Financial Group. Call today for all your financial concerns, 936-449-5952. Good morning, everybody. This is the Cindy Cochran Show, and I'm Cindy Cochran. Works out well, right? Yeah. And we're sponsored by the Wooten Financial Group. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, let's hear a whoop, whoop for them. That's perfectly all right. I think he would enjoy that. Chris has had so much fun with his name, and it's hard to forget that name, and that's good. So it's good to have that kind of name on your business, so people won't forget it. It is Tuesday, and Tuesday is always Truthful Tuesday. So today we're going to only tell the truth.
Why do you laugh when you say that?
I don't know. It's so hard. It's so difficult.
It's hard to tell the truth?
No, it's difficult about thinking about people in the media being so truthful. You know, if once in a while CNN could have a Truthful Tuesday, it would be funny. They should try that. Just try it one day, and it would be great. We have Michael Player on today, but Michael's over getting coffee because he knows he's got a lot to have to do today on this show. We're going to challenge him to try and write a country song, because that's what he likes to sing, is country songs, and on our show live. And just watch the process, feel the process, and we'll all try and help him, of course. So, what's wrong?
I'm laughing.
Jake.
I'm laughing. I love my boss. That's why.
Oh, brother, he said that because his boss is sitting right here next to me. But you're not supposed to know that because he's going to be working silently and see if I can keep. Oh.
Well, I figured I'd keep you company until Michael gets here.
Did you turn his mic up? I can't believe you.
Keyword boss.
Okay, keyword
or the
boss.
Magic Maker, a.k.a. the Magic Maker. That's my new...
El Jefe.
El Jefe. People call me a lot of different things.
The Magic Maker. This is where the magic happens. You know, when they say stuff like that, you have to be careful. People take it wrong.
Who's they? Who are we talking about here?
Audiences.
Okay.
The generic public. We also have...
So your listeners are so generic.
No,
Is that what you're saying?
No. My listeners are very specific about who they like and what they like, and they love opinionated people, apparently. If they're listening, you just seem like they do. And if they agree with me, then they're a very intelligent audience. And
if they don't agree, they're not intelligent?
If they don't agree, that means they have a problem. They need to study on it and just and get more informed, and then they'll agree. No, you think I may be taking a page out of Rush Limbaugh's playbook, but that's not right, because when he would, when they had back in the 70s, or was it 70s or 80s, that they had the baby on board thing, where it was all the circled little hangers that they put on and they do messages on them on your car. Oh, I'm talking to these babies, and nobody knows this. Richard, you're not a
I'm sorry, I don't remember the 1940s.
I've seen the yield signs that say "baby on board." They put on the back of the car. Is that what you're saying?
Or bumper stickers,
or the triangle, or the bumper sticker.
No, it was a circle, and they had so many different messages on them. Well, they came out with "Rush is Right," and so people would start buying that and put it in their cars and said "Rush is Right," and so I got one made to hang on mine, and it said, "I'm right and Rush agrees." And that's really how I saw it. It's just that, oh boy, finally someone who's intelligent enough to agree with what I think and stuff like that. So anyway, that's how I thought about that. But I wanted to say, always, make sure everybody in the listening audience knows who may interject, who may be laughing in the background or do something in the background that's inappropriate, is that we have Austin,
Yes,
he would never do that. Austin McCombs is here. Isn't that right, Austin?
Howdy, and I would never.
Okay.
I'm a good boy.
Okay, that's what I thought, because you're from Willis. He's from where I am. That's where I live.
He's a good old boy.
He's a good old boy, and he knows how to read cursive. So I feel like this kid is going to be okay.
Why do you get so hung up on this cursive thing?
Well, because you don't understand that I'm witnessing this disappearance of what I've known all my life. Is never thought that would go away. Is writing stuff, and I worked too hard in my first grade class to learn to do all that cursive stuff, and now the kids don't even have to do it. They don't have to have anything where they have to have even pens and papers, because everything's going paperless in the schools. That scared me when I was walking down the hall and they were showing me this new school that Samuel was going to go to, and I said, you don't have lockers? I mean, you've got lockers, but I see that nobody uses the lockers. He said, yes, that was really a mistake. The lockers aren't big enough to...
Wait, so they don't require them to use them?
No.
I was required all the way through high school to use my locker.
Right. Now...
And it frustrated me.
Okay, and you know why these lockers aren't big enough? Because whoever built them didn't build them large enough for the backpacks that happen today, that are popular today.
Well, it's not even the backpacks. You know how large these textbooks are? You can't even fit two of them side by side.
Well, there's no textbooks anymore.
Well, thank goodness there shouldn't be.
Yeah, so they don't really need them, because they're not carrying books. They're not having to change classes and get other books out and do that kind of stuff. And no one carries a lunch, with them anymore. So this is what, you don't have lockers. And so all that money spent in developing those lockers and the really thinking forward. Now this is Lynn Lucas. And I don't know if, Austin, are you familiar with Lynn Lucas?
I am, but I went to Brabham.
You went to Brabham. Okay. There is a class distinction between Brabham and Lynn Lucas. I'm kidding. Look, I'm kidding. No, there's not. But, it's just you're a little further down. But we're all in that same area, but the thinking and all is the same. And I would love to have the supervisor come on. They have a show. Do they still have the show, the Willis Hour? Do they still have that? No? Okay. Because the hour was up, that's all they had to talk about, and that was it. It's over, and it was too long of a show. But anyway, I think that's very telling about what's happening. The paper is going away. The paper's going away, so we don't need pencils and pens anymore. They don't need crayons, because they're going to do all their coloring on the tablets, and so it's just changing, and that's so
well. But think about
scary.
How environmentally friendly that is. Think about how much paper and trees we save, how much, less wax they have to melt down to make crayons and color pencils.
Well, then what are we going to do with all the trees? We're going to have an overabundance of trees now because we're not using them.
We won't have an overabundance of trees.
People are going to have to start, and nobody's doing real fireplaces anymore. So what are the trees? What is their future?
We don't do real fireplaces down here, but there's people in other parts of America and the world that still use real fireplaces.
You think?
Oh, I know. I have a family friend that they use a wood-burning furnace as a heater in the wintertime. Not a heater like we use here in Texas during our 60-degree winters.
Right.
But when it gets down into sub-zeros, they're burning wood 24/7 to heat their home.
Ah, so there is still hope for the trees.
For the burning of trees.
Hey, Austin, I've got a great job for you. Could you go over to Conroe Coffee and ask Michael Player what he's doing?
Sure thing.
He doesn't know Austin, so this is going to be funny.
Yeah, this should be good.
Who is this guy?
So I wonder if they're building lockers now in new schools. So Cyfair ISD is building this superplex school,
really?
Which it's one property, but it's got the junior high and high school are attached in one massive building, and then just slightly to the side of it is the elementary school. So if you're zoned to that school, you're on that same property for 12 years.
They try to separate the young boys that are still playing with G.I. Joes and stuff like that with the older kids in high school. But if you're going to put them all in the same building, or be passing in the hall and stuff like that, imagine
I don't think they will pass that much. But my question is a superplex like this, are they really going to build lockers in their schools?
See, that's what I'm wondering. I wonder if that is going to be the future, no lockers. And, well, and in a way, you can certainly see because of the things kids were hiding in their lockers and things they could hide in the lockers and that kind of stuff. And that they were always having to go down
What
and
did
take
you
those
use
big,
to hide in your locker, Cindy?
all my stuff, because I could never remember the combination to get back into it. And I would have nightmares about that. And so the stuff that was in there just stayed in there. I don't know what happened to it.
Does that shock you, Dick, that she couldn't remember her locker combo?
Now, Jake,
I don't remember my locker combo.
You don't remember your locker combo?
No.
36, 42, 215.
Well, I see. What does this prove?
36.
Because how do I even know
42.
that's true?
Yeah.
I've got the lock. I can bring it.
Well, that lock is useless now.
Well, not if I chain
Not
a
if you
bike.
use it for, that's right. You can use it for other things, but that is funny. And tell me the numbers again.
36, 42, 215.
36, 42, 215. 36,
That's exactly
42.
how I said it. I made it into a little song. I never forgot it.
Okay. Maybe we can get Michael Player. Where is he? What is he doing?
He is waiting on his coffee.
Oh, my word.
It's gourmet coffee next door,
They're
Cindy. They don't go. They're not like you.
holding-
Just get water.
It's good coffee, too. I'm enjoying my cup right now.
It is. It's good coffee. Okay. Well, okay. We're getting ready to go to a break pretty soon, and I'm going to go over there and drag his behind. They can bring the coffee to him. They'll do that. They have great service. They said, "We'll bring the coffee
They do
over."
deliver in downtown.
They do deliver in
See,
downtown.
I'm just saying that he needs to get over here. He's afraid of what we're going to ask him to do. I think is the problem.
Everybody's afraid of you.
Well, that's true. Except Richard,
Okay, well, yeah, but Richard's had 4 years of practice, so.
who specialized in bullying 101 at school, I'm sure. And that's
No, it's
what,
Talkback 101.
Talkback 101. Okay. Anyway,
I'm sure Holly has anointed that as well, Cindy, so you're not alone.
oh, I know. We should keep trying to get her on here on the show.
We have to.
And since
Actually, had a great comeback for her. She's like, "You always talk down to me," and I told her it's not my fault. You're
'Cause
4
you're so
foot,
short.
4'10". And
she is beautiful. Richard's girlfriend,
absolutely beautiful.
gorgeous, and
Why she's with him, we'll never know.
I know.
Well, the real question I told her is, when she gets old, let's see if I stick around. That's the real question. Right?
That's so true. I believe that so much is that you better never change. You better always look like this, because he just has no patience with ugliness. Okay, so
I don't.
no, well, no, because
I
then
don't
you're
like
gonna say,
ugly hearts.
what am I doing here with you? Okay, so no, Richard is great. He's a great guy. He's wonderful. I love Richard. He has a great sense of
You
Love
humor.
you too, Cindy.
You should hear how she talks about you when you're not in the studio.
It's ridiculous how sweet I am about you, because I'm afraid to say it to your face because it empowers you more. But anyway, here comes the music. Hey, listen, you don't want to forget about tomorrow, because tomorrow Bob Smiley will be in the house. Bob Smiley.
Whoa, you're already promoting tomorrow?
Of course.
Why don't we promote
Jeez.
Michael Player, who's coming up right after this?
No, because I'm going to go over there and drag his behind over here, and he should have been here so I wouldn't have to promote over him. But I just want to remind everybody. And also remind everybody that we love Wooten Financial Group. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And so I'm so happy that they're sponsoring us. But let me go get Michael Player, who will be up next. And we're going to try and get him to write a country song live on the Cindy Cochran Show. Only on the Cindy Cochran Show. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
This program is sponsored by the Wooten Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wooten Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wooten Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wooten Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wooten Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wooten Financial Group, or any of their representatives.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out ourlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776 with your questions. Get seen on TV, YouTube, and heard on our podcast, FM, and internet radio. Support your local radio station with Lone Star Community Radio.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show with Michael Player. Yes, we did. We drug him out of that coffee shop.
Yeah, I was over there getting coffee at Conroe Coffee.
It's hard to go in there and get out early because there's so many things to look at, right?
They were swamped.
And
there were a lot of people that the man there was telling me that 10 sandwiches. They put in an order for 10 sandwiches.
Yeah, that's the jury. The jury
Awesome.
That's going on right now. They came over and put in an order for 10 breakfast
so cool.
sandwiches.
Are they being sequestered?
I
I just always wanted you to say that word.
The process, our great American legal process, spurs on economic growth here in downtown Conroe. What a blessing!
It is. It is. It is. But I got to tell you something. Yesterday, you know how hard it was raining yesterday?
It did rain. Yes, much.
Okay, Monday morning is when all the jurors come in for their little paper. They're answering the little paper that they were sent that you now have jury duty. So they're coming in to do their duty as a jury. And they never have a smile on their face. If you sit here on Monday morning, I challenge you to try and find somebody smiling and being happy about it. So they're mad enough as it is having to come Monday.
Nobody smiles
here.
on a Monday anyway.
That's right.
And much less the people who do
jury duty. Right. And then you add to that torrential rain, and they're having to try to fight this rain with their little umbrellas going up instead of down, and walking down, getting soaked, trying to get into the.
But that's what I like about you, Cindy. You can smile through the rain.
Through the rain.
I've never seen you in a bad mood.
Smiling.
How are you doing?
Rain. I'm doing great.
We get to catch up a little bit here. It's been a few months since I've been in here.
Well, you know what? It's what's great is because I've always believed you can act your way into feeling the way you want to.
Sure. Yeah.
So if
you make the decision to make your mind up to be happy, and then you find the things. You look at the glass half full.
Right. But I mean, you can actually take yourself out of the doldrums, the depression, and all that if you just act the way you want to feel. So I learned that.
Hard to do. Sometimes.
No, but here's how I learned it. As you're thinking about the song you're going to write today, is that when we're going to church every morning, going to the church, every Sunday morning going to church, and everybody not getting ready on time. They don't have things together, and you get in the car. And the kids are in the back seat, and I am saying, "Did you bring your Bible? You didn't bring. Why didn't you bring your Bible? It's Sunday morning. What do you think you're going to have to do? You're going to have your Bible. Why didn't you bring your Bible? Now look, that's going to be horrible. It looks like we didn't know you should have had a Bible. And why? What are those socks doing with that? That's ridiculous. That's
Did you dress yourself? You're supposed to get your mind right to go worship,
quiet.
and you have to be angry.
And it's just be quiet back there. Stop. Just don't talk. I'll tell you, if you breathe in and out one more time, and okay, stop it. Everybody just stop it. Be quiet. You pull up to church. You get out, and the kids get out, and they're all, they're hanging their head down like, she's going to hit me. Don't hit me, don't hit me. And we're walking up to church, and you start seeing people, and it's, hi, how are y'all doing? Oh, it's so good to see you. Yes, I know it. And the kids are looking at us like, what? Who are these people? What happened to them? And we go in the church, and we're hugging everybody, and everything's so happy. And okay, guys, go to class. Have a great class. We'll see you later. And when you come out, you're feeling so good. And you wonder what happened in there. That was magical. Mm-hmm. It was because you weren't going to let anybody know that anything was wrong, so you start acting like everything's great, but you start feeling the same way as well. So I believe in. I think there's a lot of confused kids going to church. Maybe that's why kids grow up and don't go to church, but it's not being hypocritical in the sense that once you do that, once you go in there and you experience that, it's fine. It's like when you go up and you're not feeling good, and somebody brings a little baby in, and everybody goes, "Oh, he's so cute!" Oh, and it gets in that high voice, and they start talking like that, and everybody's happy for a minute or two. So I think you can act your way into feeling how you want to feel. That's my belief.
Yeah.
So every morning you get on the radio, you're not going to go, boy, I just hate being here, and man, do I feel rotten. This is no good. No, you get on the radio and you're excited to be here, and then by the time it's over, I feel so good. I feel good.
Well,
walking out here.
sometimes it's cathartic to, if you're going to have a bad day, and you're going to, songwriters do that. They have, some of them have lives of tragedy and
Right.
very, a lot of alcoholism and drug addiction, and they use songwriting to therapy as a therapy. I'm going to get this out, and as a radio personality, you could be the same way. It's like, I've got all these things on my mind. I'm just going to let you know. Here's why I'm upset that my local taxes are going up, and
But they don't care.
You get to vent. Misery loves company, and we get to
that's
vent.
true. But I think that it's funny is because the last song I wouldn't want to listen to a song that's sad. If I'm sad, why would I want to listen to a sad song? But people do that. They're drawn to those songs. They want to hear somebody has it worse than they do.
That's that person's speaking for me. That's,
right.
I understand,
But does it confirm it? Does it make them feel any better when it's over, when they listen to the song?
I think it's healthy.
They do?
Yeah, it's healthy to get that out and to feel bad for a minute, and then you get back and say, well, I'm going to get up. Now, when you start feeling bad every day, and then people don't want to be around you,
right.
and then you start doing these things that's when you need to get help. That's when, some people just need to go fishing, some people go hunting, some women do their scrapbooking, and I know a lady that cleans her house like there's not a speck of dirt in her house. That house has to be perfect. Now, outside the house, she's okay.
Well, you can tell in my house that I never get that upset. But
that's what she has control over.
No, you're right.
She wants that, and that's the healthy way that she gets that out. Otherwise, she'd be a mess. And we have all these things that we can't control in life. But you want to control these things. Why people have hobbies.
Right.
I knew a man, the postman in my hometown, had an immaculate. He didn't park his garage in his garage. He had railroads, miniature railroads, all in his garage. It looked like something I've never seen before. But every place had a thing, and everything had a place, and it was perfect. And that was, in the world of, I guess, being a postman, when you have all these people getting letters and you have to get them out, and that was before time that people went postal. Well, the way Mr. Lattimore went postal was that he made his railroads, and I'll always remember that and thinking how neat that was. And I never thought more of it as a child, but now as an adult, I see that people have hobbies. People go to church. People, they do things. They play sports and work out, and they do all these things. And there's reasons why people do that. It's not, some of them are selfish reasons, but we're self-motivated.
Right.
There's a level of selfishness that's healthy and then unhealthy, and
I think you have to. You're right. I think you have to have those escapes, and you have to have things that will. You get away and you come back and you feel better, and you just build that up. And so if you have those kind of skills or that kind of thought process, and if you can write songs. Now I've written songs since I was like 16 years old, and you have to have something bad happen to you for it to
not
really
necessarily. People think that all the time.
Best songs.
And what you do is you just. I've heard that. In fact, I was reading a songwriter magazine, American Songwriter, this morning, and it has to be real. Now, that's the one thing.
Right.
You don't have to experience abuse and drug addiction and all these things to be able to sing about it if it's real. If you can really empathize and you can tap into that vein of what you're trying to communicate to the listener, and they'll agree with it, it's real. But you can't fake it. You can't go and sing stuff that you don't know about. And, of course, me being the kind of guy I am, sometimes I will. I mean, maybe some of the worst stuff I've ever written is stuff I don't know anything about. But I do have an idea, and I try to go with it. But if it's not real, then people won't identify with it. But you don't have to be an alcoholic to sing about alcoholism. And if somebody says, well, you've never lived it, man, well, that's not right. Because
But you see the effects of it. You can see what it does.
When the stove was hot, and Mom would go, like, get away from the stove, don't touch the hot burner. And I was like, okay, I won't, because I know that's red, that's hot. But some people, they want to touch it, and then they want to be burned by it, and then they want to go on and sing about it, and that's fine too. I can still sing about playing with fire, but I've never played with fire. You know what I mean?
Yes. No, I understand.
If it's real, if it doesn't come off, then, and sometimes you try stuff or you come up with an idea and it didn't communicate well. You just move on to the next thing.
The last time you were here, speaking of that, because as soon as we get into the next segment, by the time we get out of the break, you'll probably have it half written. But we're going to challenge you to write a song today, like you did when you were here last. It was amazing. I mean, people even
is that an archived show? I should have archived or listened to the archive.
It's always here.
Yeah, we have it in the system, I think.
Yeah, and And you even got a response from some friends that said, yeah, that may be the best song you ever had written. But a lot of people say the best songs happen really fast.
They do.
Yeah.
I think it does for me. Yeah, I think, but
But all this inspiration from the Cindy Cochran Show, you're just surrounded, you're supported, by us, and so that's going to be easy for you to write
I hope so.
anything that I know. Look at the look in your eyes, like
my brain is already a sponge, so you need to go ahead and tell me what you want it to sound like. What's the subject matter of this song that I'm about to write?
Well, Jake wanted
the
Skittles, and we're trying to figure out what rhymed with Skittles.
I wanted to make it challenging because I know he's a very talented songwriter, and I didn't want to make it easy.
No,
I'm getting nervous now. I'm stressing out here. What if I don't come up with something good? And
that's right.
No, this live radio thing could just fall right
on its face, and that's why people want to watch. It's like a train wreck. You got to just keep your eyes on it and listen to it. Okay, so. The subject matter is going to be the postcard from home. Okay, so
postcard from home.
Yes, and that's going to be your subject matter. And
wow,
he's going to start playing it. Now you can change it. You can change it if you have something else in mind. Go ahead. But that's what I'm going to throw out there for you. Okay. Because nobody gets postcards anymore, so this is going to be good. No, okay.
Emails from home.
Email? That doesn't sound right, does it? No, but that's not sexy.
But that's how people communicate now.
I know, but that's not sexy at all. Okay. All right. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, and also with Michael Player on the guitar. And we're going to be writing a brand new, never before heard song.
Wow.
On the Cindy Cochran Show. That's right. The stress of the challenge. Okay, guys, we'll be right back, and we want to thank our sponsor, the Wooden Financial Group, and also you as a listener for staying with us. Thank you. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
This program is sponsored by the Wooten Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wooten Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wooten Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wooten Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wooten Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wooten Financial Group, or any of their representatives.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show with monthly and weekly slots available in Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. We're going to sound like we're at a golf tournament.
NPR?
No, this is at a golf tournament because Michael Player is on the course. He's getting ready to do a brand new song that we just threw out the subject matter to him, and he's doing a song about postcards from home. And so we're trying to be quiet and let him concentrate on that.
Well, I think we should write this song by committee. And
fine.
And that will. And I don't know if how well this is going to play out, but
okay.
I haven't gotten very far in a couple lines, but the idea of a postcard from home,
right,
it's simple, you know. It's a one piece of paper. It's a little smaller square, and I send postcards out. Still, it has my marquee on one side, and then I'll send out a thank you note. Really, thanks for having me. You know, me and the band had a good time, and hope to see you again soon. You know, I think those things mean a little bit more than the electronic, the digital email age. And it's like you can send an email, and sometimes you get emails you don't know. It's like, is this a form email, or are you really talking to me, or is this just something you send out to 5 million people?
And the only thing we know is if it's all caps, they're yelling at you, and there's no way to put inflection inside that email or that text.
Yeah. I like those emails you get, and you think, oh, I've been wanting to hear from this person, and then it's like, hello, and then it's like, $, that name, $. It's like, oh, they don't even have my name in there. They wanted to say hello, $, name, open parentheses, all that.
Well, that's what we've been talking about earlier when you were over at Conroe Coffee. We were talking about how, we're going to all go paperless soon, and everything will be electronic, and it will be all printed because people can't read cursive anymore. And so it's scary that these young kids...
Why are you cursing? Young people curse more than they've ever cursed.
Did I say curse? They can't read cursive anymore. So it's all going away. So a postcard from home, how precious that would be.
You'd never think how hard it would be. Just pen and ink means so much to me. When I read the words on this paper, they become such a lifesaver. You never know how good those postcards from home really are. As I sit here alone, surrounded by friends I barely know, tears roll down my cheeks as I read your note. Things aren't always as good as they seem, and you know me better than anyone else. You've gotta know how much your words really mean, and I hope I never stop getting those postcards from home. Well, that's the verse.
Woo!
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I'm
I was really
crying.
flying off the cuff on that one. But
No,
that was so cool.
isn't that amazing? Oh, he is so good.
well, we're going to archive that.
Yes. And
we're
then you flesh it?
We've already talked about this. We would have the Cindy Cochran.
That's right.
We'll do a whole CD.
Of
Come and
just
hear about
Cindy
it.
Cochran
Original?
Show.
Just
Yeah.
the Cindy Cochran Show and the songs that were written live on the radio.
Live on the radio.
And then your fans, your worldwide fans would buy. I mean, this is a new marketing
right.
technique
New
that everybody's a part of now.
I love it. I love it. Because you'll take those two songs, flesh them,
Yeah.
and then we'll be
I noticed
ready.
I didn't sing the notes very well because I really didn't know where I was going. You kind of, and people say like, how do you get the melody and how do you get the thing? How do you get the? I don't. For some reason, I started out. You music people know. That's a waltz. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3. And I always, when I get in panic mode, for some reason, when I want to write, I always go back to that wall.
It's a comfort zone, right?
I guess it has something to do with the very first time I learned how to play guitar. And I think it was, yeah, this is I learned a C chord. I always tell the Garth Brooks song, the story about, I learned a Garth Brooks song. It's the first popular song, but it's not really the first song I learned. The first song I learned was Down in the Valley, and it was just 2 chords.
That's right.
So I did this over and over again. Mel Bay had these Mel Bay guitar books, and they were kind of difficult, but you didn't have a clue, and then you tune the guitar up as best you can, but I would do, no, yeah. I must have done that for 3 months.
That's great. And you can write a song, right?
Down in the valley,
Everybody together now.
valley so low,
And if I could harmonize, it would be better. I don't know how to harmonize.
Hang your head over, hear the wind blow. That's all I knew. I didn't read the lyrics yet. You know, I was just worried about the chord all the time, and so I think that's where I get that in my head. So, and it just sounds so cowboy. You know?
That is so cowboy.
On the trail, around the campfire with a cup of beans.
And that's kind of how it. You know, it may be. The Foo Fighters came up with this documentary a couple of years ago, and they were tracing back the roots of American music, and most of it came out in church.
Right.
And I think that they're mostly right, but I think that there's a time where cowboys didn't go to church; they were out all the time, and that a lot of the music, country music, might not have so much church roots as it does as it just being out alone. And that loneliness, and that out under the stars, where the deer and the antelope play, and that sort of thing, and that was the only form of entertainment,
right? And worship that they had, really.
Well, and there probably was. They did gospel songs, and there's cowboys that were close to their creator, and rightly so. But maybe that probably has its own roots too, in Irish music and English music, and the older stuff. But you could carry a guitar with you in your pack, and some of them were very small. This is a larger guitar, so I don't know if I want to ride around trails with this thing, but they would have smaller guitars, and then some of them would bring the harmonica, the harp. They called them harps, and they would play
mouth harp.
Fit that in your pocket, and that's the roots of music. That's a lot of it.
What's funny is that a lot of church people don't know this. The history of those songs that they sing came out of the bars.
You're right.
That's right.
And there was my music minister was telling me a story how they added 3-part harmonies way back in the day, and it was revolutionary. And they thought 3-part harmony, that's the devil.
Yeah,
That's right. And the older songs that sound kind of like Scott Joplin type, they were written around the turn of the century, and even then that was controversial.
Yeah.
Well,
so now we do Chris Tomlin and we do Third Day, and everybody's like, oh, that sounds like rock and roll. Well, a long time ago, there's nothing new under the sun.
No, and if people realized that the songs they were singing came from the bars, the music did, and they put lyrics to that, because that was the songs that people knew.
The Star Spangled Banner was the original melody for that is about drinking. It's a drinking song. It's a song that everybody learned, and they were all going to the bars and, oh, say, can you see it? It was something about, oh, bring me a beer. I've worked hard all day. That's the roots of it. And then I think the English kind of mocked us because we wrote our national anthem is based off of an old drinking song.
Right. See, that's what.
So maybe one day, there'll be a country somewhere that gets reformed, and they'll base their song off a red Solo cup. I lift you up, my country I love. I lift you up. Let's have a country. Let's make a country. Oh, man. You never know.
Great.
You never know. It's like, this is a song by Toby Keith. Yeah. I don't know if he did it, but that may be one of. And it's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. Well, it doesn't matter what happens. It's gonna be.
It's gonna be okay. Everything's all right.
Yeah.
And
politics, bad country music. Florida Georgia Line, which they called up here one time, and were really mad at me because they were coming to the radio.
And you said something.
I said something bad, and
it always comes back to haunt you.
No,
but
no, it's okay.
I'm just waiting for somebody to take off on the song. Lucky for you, that's what I like. Bruno Mars has got a song out that everybody loves. The song everybody loves it. Everybody knows it. All the kids and all that. And so
I don't know it.
I
do like Bruno Mars. Though. Man, he's a really talented guy.
The song just drives you crazy once you get it in your head.
What's this? Despacito. What is this? I've seen this on social media. Are y'all familiar with what Despacito is?
No.
No, I don't either. But they're dancing to it, and it must be like the new Ricky Martin.
Ah.
Y'all know who Ricky Martin is?
Oh, yes. Yes, we do. I took a whole bunch of girls to this concert.
Yeah.
And they all came back. And there was one guy there.
Come to find out, Ricky Martin really wasn't singing for girls.
It was funny. The one guy that we did bring was the most enamored with it. They had a blast. They had so much fun because they all thought he was looking at them. It was in the Toyota Center, and it was like, and he looked right at me. It was so cool. I can't believe he was looking at me. That's just a phenomenon that is amazing with girls that go to concerts that think that they're standing in there, and he looked over, and he's looking straight at me. I know that happens to you all the time.
Well,
that women come up and go like, Are you looking at me?
No.
Oh yeah, you are. I saw you.
I do like there's times I did Love and War in Lindale, with Lindale, Texas, and Love and War is a really cool music venue. It's actually where you go and you do stuff that you wrote, and I do enjoy performing while I see people looking at me. Mm-hmm. It's hard to perform when people are. It's hard to get their attention. It's like teaching in a classroom. It's like everybody's on their phones or doing something else. That's fine. You might not have their attention, and then I go try to make it a point to go talk to people and I would say like, well, I saw you looking, and I appreciate you clapping and singing along.
Now
and
that's
sort of
very cool.
And sometimes it's kind of awkward because I don't know if people really want you to come up and shake hands with you or meet you. Maybe they do or something, but I'll sing a song and make them laugh or make them smile, and they might not never heard the song before.
Well, if they stay through the performance and they're still there, we're talking to Michael Player. Michael Player is a very popular country artist and songwriter here in Conroe and around this area, around the Big Arrow area.
MichaelPlayermusic.com.
MichaelPlayermusic.com. And he's going to be right back. We have one more segment with Michael, and it's flown by. So, Jake, okay, take it away. This is Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show. With monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
This program is sponsored by the Wooten Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wooten Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wooten Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wooten Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wooten Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wooten Financial Group, or any of their representatives.
And you're back on the Cindy Cochran Show, Truthful Tuesday. Yeah, Truthful Tuesday.
Ooh, I like that. Did you come up with that off the cuff?
No, I've been doing that for a long time. But every Tuesday is, and so I try to have all my politicians and everybody come in on Tuesday.
I don't know if that's the right day. I don't know, man.
and so
truth
I knew if I had Michael Player, I had no problem. You have to say it; he'll be
you
truthful.
might get 3 chords in the truth from me.
Yeah, well, that's why I pushed Bob Smiley to Wednesday. No, Bob Smiley's going to be here tomorrow. And he's a very famous Christian comedian, and he's just wild. I mean, he is like trying to corral Robin Williams in the interview because he's so fast, and the stuff that he talks about and the stories he tells. So he's got a lot of fans out there all over the country. Good so to make sure that they know. Chris Rossetti, if you're listening, Bob's going to be here tomorrow, and Chris Rossetti is his number one fan. Yeah, he's here. He's going to come in here. Wow. And so it's
is he doing a performance in the Woodlands or the Conroe area, or what? Why is he originally from here? Or?
No, he lives here.
Oh, he lives here.
Yeah, he lives here. And I've known Bob for a long time. Just watched his career go crazy. And they're doing a tour now. He's doing a tour with this girl Carrie. It's called "Single's Not a 4-Letter Word," and they go around. They talk to people who've been divorced and that stuff, and they do a concert around it. And it's just it's taken off like wildfire. So. We're going to talk about that and what's going on with him. But it's been a real trip. He recently got divorced, and that's, boy, you know.
So
for him,
he's working it out.
Yeah,
So
trying to stay
see?
funny.
He's doing
Yeah.
what we were talking about
That's
earlier.
exactly
You've
right.
incorporated it, and it's your art, and you grow from it. There's a movie out about that, or something about a stand-up comic.
Yeah, it's
What was that? Yeah, I
the
saw
Big
that.
Sick.
Oh, that's what that is?
That's what it is. And
Oh,
He's
did you go see it yet?
yeah, I've seen it.
he tries to do an act, and after he finds out his wife or
Don't
girlfriend
tell-
leaves him, and
don't
she's
tell-
like, somebody in the audience goes, "Be funny, go write some jokes."
Wait.
I won't ruin anything, but it was probably some of the best, like, terrible stand-up that I've ever seen. Just the way they got that room to react to his stand-up was hilarious.
That's got to be the worst. I
I
mean,
have been
everybody that
listening-
stood up in front of an audience and says stuff, and people didn't get it, and they don't get you, or they don't understand it. Of course, I did all my stand-up in front of hearing impaired people, so it worked out fine.
I sing in front of those audiences too.
Yeah.
Or sometimes, like, that's my response when somebody says, "You're really good," and I was like, "Well, you might need to have your hearing checked." And I appreciate the compliment, but are you sure you?
But here's the deal, is that I didn't know first time I did a stand up and did a thing for the hearing impaired, is that when they applaud, it's this is applaud.
Okay.
And I thought they were going like, "Shut up, this is awful, this is terrible, stop it," you know.
Yeah, because if it's up here, it's like, make it stop.
But you're crazy. So I found out that's when I got that, it was okay. Then I felt like, okay, that was good. I really got a good response.
Well,
But people
love-
have to watch this show on YouTube so that they get, this is how you applaud if you're in a hearing impaired audience. And when I went to a softball tournament with them, first time that was the weirdest thing, is because I'm the only one yelling and screaming
quiet.
and going, and everybody else is doing this, and they don't scream and yell, and I'm going, "Get him! What?" And I realized, Cindy, shut up. Just, blend, okay? Blend. Anyway.
But it didn't take you long to figure that out, though. You didn't keep yelling the whole day, did you?
Well, it's hard because I was already trained to do that.
I imagine she probably yelled the whole day.
The whole time. I kind of liked being the only one yelling, because then the referee, who was not hearing impaired, could hear me say what I thought of him.
It was just
good.
you and him.
Yeah, it's right.
Wow.
It didn't make any difference to say, "Run, stop!" Wait, no, I didn't do any of that stuff because they had people on the field doing that with hand signs. But anyway, one day I'm going to interpret and sign a whole show. I'm just going to do it, Jake. I'm just going to do it.
It's too hard for the listening audience.
No, I'm talking the whole time that I'm signing, and they will know when they see the YouTube, the
really
hearing
confusing
impaired
for
can
me.
see. Well, okay, let me just do signs that you understand. No, it's only one. He only has a one sign vocabulary.
I'm a
That's
one-trick
what's bad.
pony.
Yeah.
Michael, what was the hardest audience you ever had to play for? Do you have one that you are like, wow, that was just a really tough crowd, or you just didn't have your A game that day, or?
There's been times that there's been some shows where it just felt like nothing's coming off, and and you get better at it as you go on, and you learn how to do. Most of the time, it's for people who are in your business.
Yeah.
And like I'm trying to get out of this, but early, like, if you'll see 2 or 3 people that that hey, they might have opened for you, or that you're opening for them, and they'll see them out there, like, you'll see people that are good singers, or and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm a little flat on that note, or I better not hold this note out too long. You start thinking about it, and then if you think about it and you don't just let it out, it's probably gonna not do that good, So I kind of learned just to go ahead and just let it out, because if it's wrong and you let it out and you do it with feeling, then it's less wrong.
Michael, we have been evaluating and analyzing and tearing apart all music and writing and all that stuff. Tell people that are dying to hear you sing a whole song that's your song by yourself. Where can they go?
Well, they can go to the website, michaelplayermusic.com, and hear and buy everything that I've done.
There you go.
Or if you have Spotify or anything like that, I'm on iTunes and anywhere digital music is sold. I'm in the studio now, and it's a long, drawn-out process, but there's more material coming, and we've got, tonight I'll be at Ransom Steakhouse in Montgomery, and it's a really good place to listen to music and have a good meal.
Ransom Steakhouse?
Ransom Steakhouse out there on a Stewart Drive out there in Montgomery. And then Friday night I'll be at a really good Mexican food restaurant out on the patio called Cisco's Salsa Company in Tomball, Texas.
Wow.
And then Saturday night, I'll be filling in for the lead singer of the Texas Hold'em Band at Shenanigans in Texas City.
There you go. In Texas City.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's busy,
I know.
And it's good.
People don't understand how big Texas is.
Right.
A lot of times when they've only lived up north, and when you say
3-hour drive.
that's like
Yeah.
that's like a
It's
full
nothing. Yeah,
it's
3
like a
hours.
full tour for people to have to go that many miles to do your performances.
Everywhere,
Michael,
those places that I mentioned are just really good venues. I've never played in Shenanigans in Texas City, but I know it's a good honky tonk. But Cisco's and Ransoms. If it wasn't for Ransoms, I probably wouldn't be doing this because I remember there was a story, kind of that question you asked Jake a while ago. But one time I did. This is a little bit honestly. I pulled up and I've been doing that Ransoms gig for like a year. I've been doing the same songs, and I'm still doing some of the same stuff. But I said, you know what? I'm just going to tell stories about these songs. And they're mostly what everybody knows. They're called covers. You know, people say covers.
right?
But I was just tired of doing them. And I was like, then I told stories about the songs and where I was when I heard them. Why I do the covers, because they mean something to me and you make them real. And then that was the first gig where I think people came and said, you know what? I remember what you were talking about. And that song made me think that way too. So even though it wasn't your material that you came up with, the idea of connecting the moment and the idea and the main idea of the song to the listener was what ingrained in my mind. And ever since then, I was like, okay, that's the real point. It don't matter how good you sing or how good you play guitar. All that matters is how you make people feel
And connect.
when they're watching you do what you do.
That's right.
And so that's what it takes to be a career artist, a career musician or a career songwriter. You got to make people feel something, and that's what I think a lot of people are lacking from today's country music. Is it may be lacking a little bit of feeling, but that's okay too, because it'll all come back.
It's right. It's all going to.
It doesn't move the needle as much. I think it's a good way to put it.
MichaelPlayer.com.
Yeah, Michael Player Music. MichaelPlayerMusic.com.
MichaelPlayerMusic.com.
It'll let you know where I'm performing. We have a big show next month, and I'd like to do it to promote the downtown Conroe, but it's the Corner Pub, and Caden Soap's going to be there. It's a fundraiser for them. But Corner Pub is a really cool place to listen to music right here in downtown Conroe.
Will you come back and tell us about? Okay,
Sure.
okay. Listen, I want you to play us out. Okay. Just play one of your songs, and that's how we'll take it out. Okay, guys. Michael Player, and tomorrow, Bob Smiley will be here. And so you guys have a great day. Make somebody happy, and thank you, Wooten Financial Group, for your support. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Player.
You only get one life. This I know. So make the best of it before you go. Once you're gone, you leave it all behind. Right now's all we've got to the end of time. So love your brother, take care of one another. Don't let the devil drag you down. Put a smile on your face. Life is not a race. Make your mark, but save some grace. All you get is one time around. Yeah, all we get is one time around. These times are strange, they're bound to change. Just keep your head up and hold on tight, 'cause there's always a light.
Hi, this is Cindy Cochran, and I want to thank you for checking out The Cindy Cochran Show and invite you to listen live every weekday morning from 10 to 11 on FM 106.1 and on 104.5 and globally on irlonestar.com. The show you just fell in love with was recorded and will be posted on our podcast channels on iTunes and Google Play. You can even watch the show on our YouTube and on TV with our City TV Channel 12 on Suddenlink. So make sure to subscribe to keep up with me. My Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show, is always a good place to contact me through messages, to interact live on the air and ask questions, make suggestions, whatever. Special shout out to the show title sponsor, the Wooten Financial Group.
This program is sponsored by the Wooten Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wooten Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wooten Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wooten Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wooten Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wooten Financial Group, or any of their representatives.
Thanks for checking out this podcast of Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. If you enjoyed this recording, make sure to check out our past shows online at irlonestar.com or their respective video or podcast formats on YouTube, Google Play, or iTunes. If you have any questions regarding the show, either it being about sponsorships or questions for the host, contact the station manager at dick@irlonestar.com or call the station at 936-647-3776. This show was recorded in downtown Conroe, Texas at the Lone Star Community Radio Studios, and Lone Star Community Radio reserves all rights to this recording and images.